Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be a new one for me. I am doing a beauty tutorial. So I'm really excited. I'm going to show all the steps on how I got this makeup look for today's video. And this is basically kind of the makeup that I usually do on an everyday basis, mainly though for like YouTube filming. So on an everyday basis, I wouldn't do as much eyeshadow. So this is more like kind of what I try to do for when I do my beauty videos, etc. So coming up, you're going to see how I do that from start to finish. Let me know what you think. Enjoy! Okay guys, so here I am. This is me barefaced, no makeup on. I did my morning skincare routine. So I cleansed my face, I put vitamin C, and then I finally put some moisturizing cream. If you want to know my morning skincare routine, I'll link it down below. I did a video previously regarding that, so you can go check that out. So right now, I put my little cat ear headband to keep my hair out of my face. And now I pretty much, the first thing I do is I start with putting on my lip product. So this is to moisturize my lips, because as we go along, your lips kind of start getting dry, and we don't want that for when we finally do apply the lipstick or, liquid lipstick or whatever it is we're going to do. We want our lips to be moisturized, not cracky, etc. So I like the Blistex, anything will work. A lip oil, anything you enjoy that keeps your lips moisturized. So I put that on my lips. Make sure they're nice and greased up. So that's the first step I do. Then I have the primer. So this, I look very shiny because of the moisturizing cream. So I look very shiny because of the moisturizing cream. But this is actually, I did this about probably an hour ago. So it's had time to sink in, and it shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. So I have tons of these little samples. So I'm going to put this on my face. I generally like to use an illuminating primer, but because I'm going for an illuminating glowy foundation, I don't want to double up too much because then I'm going to look just oily. So I'm going to use this one because it's not really mattifying, but it doesn't up the greasy looking factor either, the illuminating. So just a little dot on my finger. I don't know if you guys could see that. And then I just, rub it in. And this has like a silicone kind of feel to it. It goes on very smooth. And it feels really nice actually. And I make sure to extend it down my neck because I'm going to take a little bit more. Just a very tiny amount because you don't want to overdo it. I always take it down my neck because you're going to put foundation down your neck. Like you just want everything to blend in. So whatever you do to your face, you want to kind of blend it down your neck so that it all kind of blends evenly and you don't look like you're wearing a mask. So yeah. All right. So the primer is on. Then the next step for me is I'm going to use my beauty blender. So I have my beauty blender here. It is pre-washed, so it's nice and fluffy, and this is all ready to go. It's usually a little smaller when you when it's dry, but this has already been moistened, so it's ready to go. And the foundation I'm going to use today is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow foundation. I really love this, and this is in the shade 208, which is Sun Beige. I think this is the darkest shade they have, which is not very dark. Right now I'm slightly tan. I do have another one of these, but it's a lighter color. I really like this foundation though. It's very it feels very moisturizing. Like I do have the Pro Matte as well, which I like, but sometimes like I have very dry skin, and I don't know, even if I look shiny, I don't care. I like to feel, moisturized. So I really like the glowy foundations. Generally, I shake it, make sure it's all combined, because sometimes these do separate, and then it'll come out like a big oil with no color. So I always shake it, make sure it's properly mixed up. And then generally what I do is, some people like to put it directly on the beauty blender. I just put it on my finger and tap it on my face. So we're going to squeeze out a little amount. And it is liquidy, if you can see that. And then I just tap it Usually a couple dots. Take a little more, put some on my chin, along my forehead, my nose, you know, whatever's on my finger, try to put it there, and then a little more for my neck. All right, and for now, we'll put that down, and then I have the mirror right here, so when I lean forward, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking into my little illuminated mirror. Okay, so now we just pat it in with the Beauty Blender, spread it out. When I get to my mouth, I just go like that so that, you know, I don't rub all the Blistex all over the place. And I have a lot of discoloration on my chin. So usually after I put on the first layer of foundation, I'll go back maybe, depending on if I see that a lot of the discoloration is still showing. And I'll put a little extra on. You know, it's up to you how much you want to put on. You know, more, less, whatever. You know, sometimes I don't even use foundation. I'll use like a BB cream and just, you know, rub it in with my fingers. But I don't care. I'll just go over my eyebrows because the eyebrows I'm going to do later. So if they get a little faded out because of the foundation, it's not a big deal. You just put a little more right here on my chin. Like I said, I like to cover up the discoloration on my chin. And then I look around, see if there's anywhere else I want some more. Usually around here, it's a little different color from the rest of my face because of the stash. Okay. Blend it in. I pounce it and like kind of press it in with a twist. And then sometimes I'll like swipe it depending on how the foundation's going on, just to smooth it out. Try to make sure you get the edges. That's why the headband's helpful. It goes in your hair a little, it's not a big deal. Or also around the ears, you want to like kind of blend down. I like to use the blender and just kind of swipe down. You see that? And there we go. Alright, so that's the foundation. So it's all done. You can see that. I really like this foundation. It does look very oily, but you know, that's something that we're gonna mattify it a little bit because towards the end we're gonna put, you know, blushes and highlights, and I use all powder products. So that's gonna kind of lessen the glow. If I had a matte foundation, then I would just look very powdery. That's my opinion. I feel like I look too powdery because then I put powder products on top of a matte foundation. This way, this kind of balances it out, so I still have the glowy look, but not the oil because of the powder products that we're gonna apply later. All right, so that's it. I like doing this. It just feels so comforting. I'm like, oh, I could just stay here all day patting my face. All right, so the next step is our concealer. So I like the Tarte Shape Tape. You can see it right there. And I got this actually at Gen Beauty New York last year. And it was a free, it's free swag. We got it for free. So this is what it looks like. It's a huge doe foot applicator. And this is in the shade Light Medium. This is very powerful. This is a very, very powerful concealer. I tried to do, when I first got it, I tried to do like the big beauty gurus and do the whole triangle and all this craziness. No. My eyes are very small. If you have small eyes, you probably have run into this. What they do is not going to work. Like, it is just way too much product. So generally I do dots. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then sometimes, you know, I'll put a little bit up here, the little, very small lines though. Like usually they're like, yeah, and no. And I'll put a little bit here because you get that dark line around your lips. I'll put from here because I get the redness around my nostrils. That helps. And then I do the little line, the highlighting line. I don't know if it does anything, but I like to. And then I'll, you know, sometimes on my chin, I'll put a little bit to try to cover up any discoloration because I get a lot on my chin. And that's pretty much it. I don't really, any other parts that I feel might be a little dark, I put a tiny bit. And then again, we go in with the Beauty Blender, but this time we're going to use the pointier side. And I go in and I tap it out. All around the bottom of my eye. Look at that. You see how 3 dots and it's all over the place. I go up on the lid too, because this is like almost like a base that you can use for your eyeshadow. And then I just pat, 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 pat. And then work it downward so it blends with the foundation. I hope you can see that. Let me just check. Okay, good. All right, it's properly focused. So I pat, press, and then I also do a little swipey motion to spread it out, and then pat it again. I really like this concealer. It is just so good. It is very strong though. Like I said, you can easily go overboard and like gunk it up, and then you get that cakey, not attractive look. And it does, like, you know, the lighting here makes it look very smooth, but from what I'm seeing, like, I can still see my pores. I can still see imperfections in my skin. Like nothing is ever gonna make you look flawless when you're like zoomed in at like a billion times magnification. Like, you're always gonna see pores. Like, you're human. You're gonna have pores. You're gonna have hair. It's just the way it is. Excuse me, I'm a little stuffy. And if you hear any noise, the window's open. It's cool enough here in New York that you don't need AC. Like, it's actually a little chilly, but my apartment's still hot, so I have all the windows open to get a breeze because I am not turning on the AC. Like, my Con Ed bill was ridiculous. So, yeah. Again, excuse the sniffles, but I get a lot of seasonal allergies, which is another big issue when I have put on makeup because, you know, I'm always blowing my nose, so all this makeup ends up getting like rubbed out because I'm constantly blowing my nose. Yeah. I like to look closely to the under eye because sometimes, you know, it does settle really quickly if you have the fine lines under your eye. So I try to, like, you know, spread it as much as possible. And like, nah. Yeah. See, and then I just rub my lips. The Blistex is on it, so it keeps it, you know, moisturized. And it feels so nice. It has like a menthol feel. So refreshing. All right, so I believe everything is blended as good as it's gonna get. So you're gonna have a little bit. I think I forgot. I told you go down your neck, and I forgot. I think I had some streaks there from the foundation. Okay, so there we go. So now this is foundation, well, primer, foundation, concealer so far. So now those are those steps that we did. And now the next step I do is my eyes. So I generally do the eyeshadow at this point. So for that, I like to use, actually, I'm lying. I skipped a step. I have to set this because it is a glowy foundation. I like to set it. Plus, as you see, it's starting to go into the fine lines. I don't know if you can see that in my under eye. Let me see. Let me focus. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. It's like very, very tiny little fine lines on my under eyes. It's starting to like go into it. You know, it's inevitable. Like, the concealer is going to do that, but when you set it with a powder, it helps prevent that or kind of blur it. Let me get my powder. And the powder I've been using, I have a couple of different ones, but I've been using the Coty Airspun loose face powder, and this is the original formula. Translucent extra coverage, and this is enormous. It's like, I haven't even made a dent in it. This is gonna last like forever. It's ridiculous. It says, I don't think it even has an expiration time. Generally, powders last for years. So it comes with a little poof in it, and there you go. You could see it has the little holes there. Powder comes out. So I already have a little bit. I'm very careful with the powder. I don't want to put a lot because I don't want to look dry and, you know, cakey. So one last swipe to smooth it out from the fine lines under my eyes. And then I pat in the powder all around my face. Just pat, pat, pat. You know, like whenever you saw your mom at her vanity, maybe if she had one, or just doing her makeup. And back in the day, they had those big puffs. I loved it. Oh my God. I always wanted to get like smacked in the face with the puffs. It looks so like elegant. Obviously, this puff isn't as poofy, but I do like it. And I make sure that it's mainly powdering my under eye, because that's where it goes into the fine lines. Everything else is just to set it so that the foundation doesn't move or look too oily, greasy. So that's it. And like, yeah, you saw how tiny, I barely used it. So this is never going to end. It's like, I like it. It does have a flowery kind of smell, which I don't like, but it goes away right away. Okay, so now that we have set our foundation, the next item I use, is the eyes. So I use the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. So this is their original formula. This is a sample size. I have a lot of samples that I get from my unboxings or just at Ipsy. You know, I got a ton, like the Gen Beauty, which I'm actually going to the new Gen Beauty this year. I think it's on October 24th or 23rd and 24th, something like that. But it's coming up in like 2 weeks, and I have not even gotten through half the stuff that I got last year. Whew. So it's going to be a lot of makeup coming up, guys, a lot. So for the primer potion, this is just basically for the the eyelid, to prepare it for the eyeshadow. So I just take a tiny little bit, and it's almost like concealer, and I pat it in. And that tiny little bit is enough for both eyes. And I use my finger. I don't mind using it. And I rub it all the way. Like, not rub it, but kind of pat it. And then lightly rub it all the way up to my eyebrow. And you see it kind of it's like a concealer. It gets rid of the dark veininess on your eyelid. And it's basically like setting up the palette for the art. The eyeshadow art. I don't know how much of an artist I am. I'm not really that great at it. But again, you know, this is kind of something that, you know, basic makeup that I do for when I do YouTube. Even when I go out, if I'm going to go out somewhere, you know, the way I amp up the look is with the colors. Everything else is pretty much the same steps all the time, except if I change up, you know, matte foundation versus glowy. You know, depends how my skin is acting. If it's usually it's dry, so it's usually a glowy foundation. But yeah, so we put that in. I don't know where. There we go. I had like some dust. Okay, now we're gonna be using, for the brushes, I have my Veramona color switch. So this is to clean off my brush in between. You can see that. You just swirl the brush around there, and then you can change your color on the brush. And I'm going to be using the Lorac Pro Palette 2. And this is a cool tone palette. The reason I picked this palette is because it has a gorgeous green. I don't know if you can see it right there. Jade. So I'm going to use this green right here, Jade, as the final topper for my look. So, you know, I picked this palette because of that. Not many palettes have green, which I don't really know what the reason is for that. I don't know if it's because it's a difficult color or just people don't use it. But I read somewhere that actually people with brown eyes, green is like the perfect color to bring out like more, I guess, the golden tones and make your eyes pop, you know, for us brown-eyed people. So, yeah, obviously you can use any colors you want. I'm going with green because I'm wearing my green shirt today. So I don't know, I'm very matchy-matchy. Okay, so we have our brushes ready to go. So we're going to be using the Real Techniques, and this is the base shadow brush. You can see it right there. We're also going to be using the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, and this is, maybe I didn't clean it. What is that? This is for all over the lid. And then this is going to be our blending brush. This is the small tapered blending brush, and it's the Luxie number 231. So I picked this one because I'm not going too dramatic, and it's a smaller brush to blend in because I don't really want to make a big shadow blowout look. Okay, so now we're going to start with a base color, and I'm going to use the Real Techniques base shadow brush for this. And I think I'm going to go, I'm going to go with the light brown, and that color is going to be the all over the eye color, pretty much. Okay, so let's get a little on our brush. And the Lorac Pro is powdery, but, you know, if you can, I don't know if you can see right here, like I just dipped my brush in, and it's like kind of powdery. All right, you can't really see it too well. Yeah, whew, there's a lot, but it's fine. You know, you just tap off the excess. You know, tap it, put it on. All right, so try to tap it and gently spread it all over my eye. There we go. Get into the corner. And I always, when I'm in the corner, I tend to like brush it in, because if I keep going out, I don't know why my eye, you see how it wrinkles, and it kind of like, it's weird. It stays like that, and then the colors kind of sink into the wrinkles and like accentuate it. It's very weird because I don't think I have a lot of skin on my eyelid, but apparently I do. All right, so it's all over. You don't really see much of a change. It just kind of warmed up the eye. So I'm going to go in again and do the same thing on my other eye. So I always, you know, pat it into the center and then try to, you know, brush in from the sides and then work it all back and forth all the way up to my eyebrow, because this is going to be our base color. And that's why it's kind of like the closest match to your skin, pretty much, except, you know, warmer or cooler if you want a cool look. All right, so I think they're pretty good matching. All right, so now I use my color switch, swirl it around, and that cleans my brush. Okay, so the next step is, I think I'm going to put like a darker color in my inner corner and blend that into the crease. Let's see, what color should I use? I think I might go, See, there's not a lot of options here, but I think, All right, so first hiccup, there is not a good transition color in this palette for the green. The darkest brownie kind of color is the light brown that I just used all over my lid. I guess if you were fairer, you could have used the buff as the base, and then the light brown would have been the crease color, and then the green. But I'm not that fair, so that buff color would have just looked strange as the base for me. Like, that's a good highlight color maybe, or same with the snow. With pro palettes, this whole top row are the mattes. And generally, like, I guess, you know, you make your own rules, but generally you don't use shimmery colors for your crease. You can, I guess. I'm not really sure. I've never really, I guess I've tried it. You try whatever you want, you know, but it might look strange. So I was trying to find a good transition color for the crease, but none of these really go. The cool gray, it's too cool tone to go, I think, with the Jade. The closest color would have been, let's see if you see it, the cocoa over here, but that's a shimmery color, so I don't want to use a shimmer in my crease. So I went into my eyeshadow palette stash, and I pulled out my Le Petite Pro palette, and this is from Viseart. I have the little cover right here. This is like their little mini to-go palette. I don't even remember how much this cost, but Viseart is very expensive. Like, they're larger matte palettes, and they also have shimmer palettes and whatever. I have the two dark mattes and neutral mattes. They were like $80 plus tax. Very expensive, but these are amazing, amazing eyeshadows. I love these. I've used these before. So we're going to use this color right here. And I don't know if it has names on here. I don't think so. They probably do have names, but it's not written here on the palette. So I'm going to use this second from in the top row, this second color, and it's a darker, like, I think it's like a cool tone brown. It seems cooler than usual brown. Brown is a warm color generally, but this seems cooler to me. So I'm going to use this. Just tap in the same brush I used before, the Real Techniques. And this one is not as powdery as the Lorac. So I still tap it out just because it's the thing, I just do it. So that is the color we're going to use for our transition. Generally, I start at the corner because it's the darker color. Start in the corner and lightly move it throughout your crease. So I hope you guys can see that. I'm trying to make sure it was focused enough. And then I run it back and forth, and you see it is darkening it up slightly. Just like that. And I want the dark color to kind of go halfway up my upper lid, my upper eye, and only like a quarter across my lid, just the corner basically. Okay, so we're gonna take that same color and 1, 2, 3, tap it, tap it. We're gonna do the same thing on the other eye. That is okay. So into the corner very lightly. Viseart is very powerful, so you don't need much. I made that mistake when I first got them, and yeah, the look was not cute. So gently move it in. See, this is where it gets tricky because I have difficulty getting my eyes to look exactly the same. One eye will look great and the other one looks wonky. I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but yes, I do. So I feel like this one came out really good and this one's patchy. So I'm going to take a little more. Maybe I was scared when I tapped it before. And we're going to do that again. So in the outer corner, and then spread it out through the crease, back and forth. Very lightly flicking it. There we go. I don't know why it's looking a little creasy. Like patchy. Alright. Alright, so with that brush we're done. And now we're going to take the blending brush. So that is our Luxie 231 Small Tapered Blending. We're going to go back in and along the same outer corner, we're going to blend the crease out. So that'll help with that weird patchiness that was coming out, because this blush is lighter, fluffier, and it's going to move the color and kind of diffuse it all along. I sound like I know what I'm talking about, don't I? I think it looks pretty good. This eye is looking much better. In my humble opinion, this eye looks a little better so far. And then do the same exact thing. You don't put any color on the blending brush because you already put the color in the crease. So you're blending what's already there. So just back and forth, very lightly. If you have problems with the brush like going in too hard, hold it further out, because that makes it so even if you don't press as hard, and you kind of just flick it lighter. So the further down you hold the brush, the lighter you flick it. Alright, so this one is looking better now that we blended. Okay, well there we go. I think that's a pretty good match. I'm going, not too crazy. This is, I'm going to use this makeup to film, basically. So, I don't want to be too excessive. So I'm cleaning off this brush. I always clean them off with the switch. And then maybe once a month I do a deep cleaning with soap and whatever. But usually I just use the color switch most days and just clean them like that. So now we're going to use our e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and this is going to be to pack on the color on the actual lid. So I'm going to close up my Viseart. I always mess up the pronunciation. Put it right back in, and then we're going back to our Lorac Pro palette, and we're going to use that color Jade. Tap in there. I don't know if you can see that. I tap both sides in just because And then, woo, a lot of fallout. The Lorac shadows are so powdery. So I tap it out. Then we're going to go in and we're going to pat it in. Pat, 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 pat. Just in the center. Pat, 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 pat. Very carefully. I try not to go all the way into the crease because what's going to happen is I'm going to go in with that blending brush again. And we're going to blend it a bit. Okay, and then I just turn it. Because remember, I both sides I coated. And then we're going to pat on this side. The other eye. Pat, pat, pat. Very carefully. Because this does get fallout. If you have fallout and it messes up your under eye, you can always go back in with your beauty blender. Because remember, we only put concealer. So we haven't put any other like blush or anything like that. You can always go in with the concealer and clean it up. Some people like to do their eyeshadow first and then the foundation, but I don't know, I can't. I don't feel comfortable doing that for some reason. Like it just doesn't. I feel like I need a nice smooth, already color neutralized canvas to get the colors all right. All right, so I feel like I put more on the other eyelid. I don't know. See, there you go. That's the whole thing. One eye looks different. It always does that to me. Same as the eyebrows. They're cousins. They're not twins. They're not sisterly. All right. Okay, so I think that's good. There is a lot of powder. I don't know. Can you see that? Woo, you can. All right, good. You see the disaster? I think I went in too hard because this is a firmer brush because this is to press it into your eyelid. I did like destroyed it. But that's okay. We're going to use a little more in a second. So now what I like to do is, well, first off, clean off the brush. Well, we don't really have to, but I like to clean it off anyway because I don't like to get powder all over my little station. So we go back in with our small tapered blending brush, and we're going to blend a little bit. Just to smooth the lines of the green. A little bit. There we go. Sometimes I blow on the brush too, just to get off any excess. Alright, I think what we need now, clean this off. Now going back to our Real Techniques brush, I think what we need is a little more of the transitioning color. So going back into my Viseart, and we're going to darken up the crease a little bit. Because now that we can see the green on the lid, we know how much we can go with. And I don't know, like you can see it's like weird lines on my crease. Like I don't think I put enough of the crease color. So we're going to go back into this brown from the Viseart palette. And I'm going from the outer corner again. And in through the crease, back and forth. And I'm going a little firmer into the crease because I want to get rid of those weird, I don't even know what to call them, striations. It's very odd. But again, you know, the skin on your eyelids is very delicate and soft. And for me, it just does this weird wrinkling. I'm going to go back in, get a little more. And we're going to the other eye. And again, like I did with the other one, I'm going to go a little harder because I want to get rid of those weird lines. I don't know if you guys could see them, but I can, and they're kind of annoying me. So back and forth, back and forth. I'm doing it a little firmer on the crease now because I want that dark. And then as I move up, I kind of lighten up the pressure. Again, you see I'm holding the brush over here, not too close because you don't want to stab into your eye. Alright, I think it's looking better. You can let me know because I'm trying here. I really am. I think I need a little more brown right here. There we go. Much better. Alright, I'm getting that in there. And we're spreading it up. See, I have hooded eyes, so I have to spread it up. Otherwise, you don't really see much color. Like when I open up my eyes fully and I look straight at someone, you're not going to see all the crease, all the stuff in the crease as much. So I really have to make sure I spread it out, but not too much because then I'll look crazy like I have raccoon eyes. So I make sure I always go up halfway up with the crease color lightly. All right, so we're in there. We spread it out, and I think it's looking better. You let me know. I'm sure you will. I'm like, oh my god, you're horrible. This is a terrible tutorial. Don't ever do it again. All right, so now clean that off. My little switch. Sorry. And we're going to go back in with our e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. And we're going to go back into that powdery mess of Jade. And I'm just going to wipe it off gently, because I'm going to use that powdery mess that I left. And we're going to go back in and pat this color in. And this time I'm going to be a little more aggressive. And pack on the color a lot more. And you can see I'm patting it in, and then on the outer corner I kind of swipe it towards the center, because like I said, my eye skin, if I pat it all in one direction, it just kind of stays that shape. It's really strange, like putty. Alright, so this one's good, I think. I really like this color. It kind of has a green gold-ish, which that's why in my mind I think I could use these browns with it, because brown tends to go really well with gold. So because this has the goldish, I like it a lot. Okay, so there. And then we're going to go back in, like I said, picking up all that extra powder. And we're going into the other eye and doing the same thing. Being a little more aggressive, patting and pressing in. And extending it closer to the edges of the eye. Not too close to the middle, because in there we're going to put a little highlight. Yes, indeed we are. A little more. And I'm going to blow that off. I'm sure that's why my room is so dusty. It's like not only regular dust, but like eyeshadow residue on everything. Okay. Alright, so I'm thinking it's looking good, guys. What do you think? I think we have packed on enough. Blow off the excess all over my station. Clean our brush. Alright. And then final, I like to go back in. Remember, we cleaned this off before. This is the Luxie Small Tapered Blending. And I'm going to just, see, I got some. See, like I said, go back in with our blender. And you can just pat it off, all that extra powder. There, see, it's gone. Alright, and then I like to go back in and do a little bit of blending. Just to soften the edges with the green. Just soften it up very lightly. I'm holding this as close to the edge as possible. And very lightly back and forth, to kind of spread the color and blend it with the green. Alright, so I think we are done with that. Clean off the brush. Okay, and now I'm going to take the C brush again, and we're going to do the lighter highlight color. So I think I'm going to use Buff. It's the lightest color here up on the mats right here, Buff. See that? We're going to just dip in there with our C brush. You can see it right there. Tap, 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 because this is very powdery palette. And we're going to use that here under the eyebrow to highlight. So just put that in. And I just swipe back and forth at the top. And go back in. Use a little more. Tap, tap, tap. Go back in. It's already kind of lighter because I didn't go all the way up with the crease color here. All it has is the base color, which was the light brown from earlier that we did all over. So it's already kind of lighter looking, but I like, you know, you like to highlight, see from space. I don't know about space, but it kind of just lifts the eye, especially for me because of the hooded eyes. If you put the lighter color there, I feel like it kind of opens your eye a little more so it doesn't look tired. All right, and then I also want to put a little bit of this in my inner corner to kind of match. You tap it in. It's the same color, buff. Tap it in there. There we go. Very good. And it, you know, kind of opens up your eyes. And if you really want to bling it out, whatever highlighter you use on your cheeks, you can also put it in the center. So it kind of opens up your eyes more. All right, so clean off the brush. All right, so sometimes, you know, I've seen that, you know, the beauty YouTubers do eyeshadow underneath their eye. I've done it sometimes, but I feel like I'm cleaning it up because I got a little fallout. I feel like sometimes my eyes are so small that just makes me look raccoony. So I just do, like, I line my waterline underneath. That's it. So I use the Beauty Blender right now to kind of clean up the edge right here, because it kind of got a little messy from all the blending. And so I tap, swipe, and then over here the same thing, so it's kind of even. Okay. Now the next step, like I said, is I will use the liner. So today I figured I'd use Smashbox Always Sharp Waterproof Kohl Liner in the color Penny Lane. So this is the Penny Lane, and it's a little twisty because it self-sharpens. I like this color because it's kind of like has gold again undertones, which kind of I think is gonna go really well with this Jade, because the Jade eyeshadow has like the little gold flecks. So this is like, it's called Penny Lane because it's like a copper, and the copper is like the mix of brown and gold. Really like that. So I generally, you know, pull down a little on my eye, and I just go in on my waterline with the liner. This is a very soft liner, and I feel like it goes on very smoothly. Like sometimes some liners are like hard and they kind of hurt. Like you gotta really swipe them or warm them up. I know people use like their, you know, like lighters to like heat up and soften the pencils. This one's very soft though. Like it's just been on my desk, regular room temperature, and I feel like it goes on very well. So depending on how you like it, you could do it, you know, heavier, smudge it out. I just line the bottom. I don't think you can really see it too much, except that it darkens like the outline of my eye. But me knowing that it's copper, it's in my head, I'm like, ooh, it looks good. I don't think you can tell from far away though. So I kind of rub it back and forth. And there you go. Got a pretty color right there. I'm not that much of a liquid liner girl or above the line. I always mess it up. I've gotten some tools to help me learn how to do the little cat eye, but we're not doing that today. That would be a major fail. So now what I like to do is I usually leave my eyelashes for last, but I will brush them through with one of the little spoolie brushes. You can get these anywhere, like a pack of them. Just nothing on it, just to brush off the powder that's on the eyelashes, because from all the eyeshadow and everything. And I like to spread them out. I like my eyelashes to be not clumpy, really. And then I also brush my eyebrows, kind of put them in shape, you know, what little eyebrows I have. So now that they're all brushed into shape, I'm going to go in with my NYX brow pencil, and this is in the color Brunette number 06. So this has a spoolie too, so if you don't want to use one of those, you can use this spoolie, but this one, I don't know, I'm just a maniac and I don't like using it. So I generally fill it in, kind of darken it, because you see the eyebrows have gotten a little bit powdery from all the foundation and all the stuff getting put on your eyelid. So I go in and I outline my eyebrows, kind of fill in any weird gaps, and I just go short, quick strokes, kind of try to like not do hard lines because I don't want to get like that cockroach eyebrow look. And again, this is a difficult thing for me because my eyebrows, they're never the same shape. Sometimes I overpluck, sometimes I pluck them different. And yeah, they don't look the same at all. But I try. I don't really have a natural arch. And when I try to make one, I look very strange. Like one eyebrow actually has a natural arch, but the other one does not. It has a weird arch. So I just try to like do the best I can and kind of make them match and make them appear that I have eyebrows, because yeah, the 80s were not kind to me. I overplucked and some of the hair just never ever growing back. So yeah. Alright, so I think that's as good as it's gonna get. I don't really go crazy with the eyebrows. I try to fill in what I can. And that's that. And then we're gonna go with, I have the Benefit Gimme Brow. And this is basically like a little, it keeps the brows in place. It's like a gel, but it has little fibers in it, and it has like a color. So it does darken them. And I really like it because it makes them look fuller, thicker, and it keeps them in place like a eyebrow gel. Put it on, you know, because sometimes you have those unruly hairs that just want to do their own thing and don't want to stay. And I feel like it thickens the eyebrow. It makes it look a little thicker and just more put together. So that's that. And then I go in, again, with this little spoolie. And I just brush it through so there's no weird clumps and they're all lying in the direction that I want. There we go. See this hair right here? There. Fixed it. Alright. So there we go. That's what we've got so far. Now, last step for the eyes is mascara. And I have my little, I have a Shuramura. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Eyelash curler. I got this because of YouTube. All the YouTubers were like, oh, this is amazing for smaller eyes. It has a different, like a smaller curve to it, which I have very small eyes, and sometimes I would pinch my eye with the regular eyelash curlers. I really like this one. It like fits my eye perfectly. Press it in. And just curl it slightly. I have not myself put on falsies. The false eyelashes, I like the way they look, but I wear contacts, and as it is, it's difficult to wear eye makeup because anything gets in my contact, we're gonna have a problem. So I try to just not put too much on my eyes. So this one is Organic Wear Physicians Formula Mascara Ultra Black, and it's the one in the, let me show you, in the green leaf. Looks like a leaf. So I really like this one. I think I got it because Tati recommended it, and I ended up really liking it. The only thing I don't like is that it's harder for the bottom lashes because it's so thick. But I'm not going to be using one mascara for the top and one for the bottom. So I just use the same one and just try to be careful with my lower lashes. So I put it in, and then I go again and I shake back and forth as I go up along from root to tip. There you go. And then I go to the other side and do the top. I'm trying to be careful not to make a mess. So start at the base, shake back and forth up to the top, and then up to the side on the corners to kind of spread them out. Like I said, I don't like it when they clump up. Not really my look. I don't have much eyelashes anyway, so I like to spread out the little I have. So it looks a little better. I like it. I like it. Now the bottom. Here's the true test. So, because I have nothing on the bottom, so I try to do the same, down, shake it back and forth, but there's not much to work with, especially as we get close to the inner corner. So I try to just grab the hairs, and then I kind of go underneath as well, like, and try to get them, and then brush them back down because I don't want them to get in my eye. Do the same thing. Let's get a little more. And when you get more, just go straight in and swivel. Don't like pump it like that because you're introducing germs into your mascara. Because when you pump it in and out, air gets in, and air has germs. So just push it in once, swivel it to get product, and pull it back out. And the mascara should wipe off the excess properly. The mascara container. So again, here we go. Uh-oh. I think I hit my eye. Yeah. One eye always gets messed up. Always the way it goes. Okay, so I think we're good. Let's brush up a little, get the ends. Okay. Try to get those inner corners. I think I got the inner corner all right. The skin. Okay, so that's that. I only put one coat. I can't go over and over. I just can't. Back to the clean spoolie, and then I brush through it. Separate the hairs even more. Top as well, kind of spread it out, brush through it. Make them look more bountiful than they are. And also get the little clumps of mascara off. I don't like those black clumps. Alright, now I think I have a little mascara on my eye. So I take, I usually have a Q-tip. And then I press the Q-tip in to clean it up. There we go. So if you get any mascara anywhere, just let it dry and then use the Q-tip to basically just brush it off. And I did. That's what I did. Okay, so I think my eyes are done. So now we're going to finish our face. So the next step is bronzer. I like to use a little bronzer. I'm already kind of dark, but I like to highlight, give myself some cheekbones. So I use a face brush. I use, this is the It Cosmetics All Over Powder number 211 brush. So I like this brush. It's very fluffy. I only use it with this, so it actually smells like coconut. Because I love this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And this is in just the bronzer color. I think they have a light bronzer as well, but this is already pretty light for me. So you see it right there. It has its own brush that it comes with, but it's like a weird silicone thing. I tried using it a couple times. I don't like it. So it does get a little hard pan, but that happens. And you just got to press hard with the brush. I tap it out and then suck in fish face and go underneath my cheekbone. And there, so you see it looks a little darker around right here. So that kind of gives it a more, you get cheekbone look. Because I have a very round face. And then I do the same. Just back and forth into the hairline. And then I go all around down at the bottom to kind of give my face definition very lightly. And around the edges up top, just blend it in because in this lighting, it looks pretty good. But when I turn off the lights, I'm going to look a little pale. I know already. So, and this down the neck kind of blends out the foundation that we put and it makes the face match. So, and it just feels nice too. This brush is so nice. I highly recommend the It brushes. They're just very soft and good quality. These are not real animal hair. They're synthetic, but they're just so nice. And they're easy to clean. And they're pretty. This is the Live Beautifully line. They have different lines, but this face brush is very nice. Cleaning it off with this color switch as well. You can use this on face brushes. It's a little small, but it still comes out good. And I have my little protector. Pop it back in. Close it up. All right, next step is blush. So again, I have Live Beautifully It brushes. And this is actually both of them are from Ulta. It's an Ulta exclusive line. So I got these at Ulta. It's already a little stained because I use all different blushes with this. So just wipe it off. Make sure there's no other blush. Although generally I use the same blush. Today I am going to do a different blush. So this is the one item I've never used before. I just got this in my Ipsy. And I was so excited to get it. It is the Pacifica Blush Duo. And I think I'm going to go, I don't know if I should go pinkier or taupier. I think I might, with this color. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to go pinky because it'll show. Like, I feel like the other one might not show because I'm so tan. So, of course, they do say you can use both. Maybe I'll use both. Alright, so let's go in. The first time, I just washed this with my finger. So, tap the brush in. Ooh. Alright, let's see. Did it pick anything up? I don't see anything. Oh, yeah, I did. Alright, there we go. I see it. Alright, let's see. So, again, I like to suck in my cheeks and put the blush on. Right there, cheekbone. Ooh, okay. Oh, yeah. This is really pink. Alright, I might have put too much on the brush. So what we're going to do is put already right on the cheeks. So I'm going to clean it off. Oh, yeah, I put way too much blush on there. So that's good, though. That's good. I didn't see it. You always have to be careful with blush. Now that we cleaned it off, we're going to spread it. And you always go up into your hairline. From the apple up to your hairline. There we go. So there's the blush on. Ooh, it's so pretty. I love it. Alright, that's worked out perfect. Alright, so I cleaned off my brush back into its little holder. And this is, I didn't tell you the number. This is the number 227 Flawless Blush Brush from the Live Beautifully line. It brushes for Ulta. Love it. Alright, and now our final contender is our highlight. Yes, and then we are done with the face. So I'm going to be using the Luxie 6 Precision Foundation Brush. I like to use this because the way it's shaped, I don't know why. It's not for highlight, but I feel like it makes the highlight go on really well. Some people like to use fan brushes. I also have a fan brush, but I don't know. It's just, maybe it's just me, but I feel like it doesn't pick up enough product. And this is, even though this is a precision foundation, it feels kind of soft for foundation. So I actually use this for my highlight. And the highlight we're going to use today is a more natural one. This is the Essence Pure Nude number 10, Be My Highlight. I got this because Kathleen Lights made a video, and it's in her favorites all the time. She loved this, and it's very affordable. Essence is a very affordable brand. I don't even remember how much this cost, like $5. It's crazy, ridiculously affordable. So you just pop it in, and what I like is you can go all in and put as much as you want on your brush, and it still comes out natural looking. So I always put it at the tippy tops of my cheekbones, right under the eye, and right here. So kind of like a whole like 3 kind of move. Go back. Same thing on the other side. Right there. Actually, not a 3. It's more like a V or something. Like a sideways V. There. Got our highlight. And the tip of the nose. Bam. There we go. A little more. Cupid's bow. Makes your lips look bigger. Alright. So I think we're good. Meanwhile, throughout all this, my lips have remained hydrated. Because I have my Blistex on. So that was the point, you know, to keep my lips nice and soft and hydrated so that when I put my lipstick or, you know, liquid lipstick, whatever I choose to use, it doesn't look cracked and like craggy and everything. So now I forgot to have tissues ready. So we're going to use the other side of my Q-tip. Yeah, and we're going to just wipe off the Blistex. Because you don't want all this on your lips. And you can see there's color on it because there is foundation. Like, despite going like that and doing all this stuff to keep it off, you know, you're going to get makeup on your lips. It's on your face. So I clean it off, wipe it off. You can use a tissue. I just happen to have this. I didn't bring my tissue. Actually, that did work better than the tissue because it's easier to control it around the edges. Okay, so now the next step is we're going to use a liner, and I am going to be using the Bare Minerals Liquid Lipstick, Matte Liquid Lipstick in Swag. And the liner I chose, which I think goes pretty well with it, is Milani Color Statement Lip Liner in the number 03, and that's the color Nude. Okay, so there you can see it. And lining my lips is always like a challenge because I don't know. Again, one side always comes out funny. So I don't know if you guys could see. I try to go I don't really overline. I just line my true lip just to fill in. I have a lot of little lines, so I don't want the lipstick to sink into it. So that's what I use the liner for. To maintain. Ooh, no. Did I go over? Yeah, I kind of did. All right, let's overline slightly. There we go. And the bottom. I always feel like the bottom's easier, but then I get overconfident and then I get the Joker look. Okay. Alright, so I think they're lined pretty evenly. This lip side always has a rounder look, I feel. So then I have to go in and kind of try to match it on this side. Kind of overline a little. So that they both have a little roundness. Okay, and now we're going to go in with the Bare Minerals. This is the Gen Nude line. They smell so good. Oh, it's like cake batter mix. So yummy. This is the color Swag. And I generally go from the middle. And then I rub them together. And I fill in the top curves. And I go over the liner. Wipe down the center because sometimes, you know, when you rub your lips, that center part gets all crazy. Okay, there we go. It's pinkier than I thought it would be. But I don't think it looks bad. What do you guys think? So, this is the final look. And I guess, oh, well, the final part is a setting spray. Usually do that because otherwise, you know, I feel like I'm going to melt. Like, especially in the summer. There's a lot of different setting sprays. This is one of the more affordable ones you can get at the drugstore. This is the NYX Dewy Finish. Again, I love the dewy, the illuminated stuff. So this is perfect. And you just spritz it all over your face. However you want. Exit, circle it, spritz it, whatever. Just spray it over your face. I do my neck too because obviously I put makeup in my neck. And it's very refreshing too. It feels really nice. And voila. So obviously the final step is the hair. But this is going to be crazy. Because see, that's the problem with these little hair bands. You get the whole slick back look. And you got to like try to fix the hair. So I'll probably have to run the blower on it to kind of give it more life. Because it's kind of flattened and dead. But here we go. Alright guys, so that's the final look. Hair down, trying to fluff it up, little earrings. let me know what you think. So I'm probably going to film some videos with this look, and this is how I achieve it. This is the first time I've done a tutorial. I don't know, if I'm forgetting anything. I'm going to link all the products down below, or not link them, but at least name them, even if I can't link them. But, so you can Google them yourself, find them on Sephora. Most of my stuff I got from Sephora and Ulta, so it's easily available, or the drugstore like CVS. Comment, how can I make these tutorials better? Were the angles good? I was trying to fix the autofocusing. Not sure if it worked. But yeah, if you like my channel, if you like my content, hit that subscribe button down below. Click the like. Let me know you're out there. Bye-bye for now.